20 kilometres slower in the straights.
Yeah.
So it's quite a chunk.
Welcome back to another episode of Max Speed Podcast. Today I'm joined by Kipper.
Hi.
And today we're going to be pretty much talking about Silverstone, Melbourne and China as well. Because obviously we've been to Silverstone quite a few times together, quite in the past.
Yeah, you could say that. Good number of times.
How many times have you been, do you think, to Silverstone?
I've lost count, actually.
Too many times.
I cannot count. I started too young. I was probably 6 or 7. I would say 25 plus.
Really?
At least.
This year's going to be my 8th time. 8th. That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going this year?
No.
No.
I'm not. I'm on holiday. Going Norway on the motorbike.
One of my friends is going to Spa literally the week after Silverstone. He's got it for his 18th birthday present. He's going to Spa, which is pretty
Very
cool.
nice.
He's hoping to sit like top of Eau Rouge and see.
Absolutely.
That'd be really, really cool.
What a place to watch a car go through.
Yeah,
Yes.
really, really cool. But I mean, Silverstone's great every time we go. It is really, it's a really good experience. It's just a shame that they started like taking so much away from us.
Yeah, on our sort of passes anyway, because they are sort of free. So, they are free.
Yeah.
But it has got more difficult each area, or more expensive each area as well. Even general admission and then general admission plus now for the terraces. And apparently you can't even put a deck chair in there.
Yeah.
You've got to pay more for that, apparently now.
Exactly.
Which is a bit of a negative thing, really, to say about Silverstone. But it is one of the best atmospheres for a Formula 1.
It is, yeah. Especially last year they had the highest capacity ever with 500,000 on the race day.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, which was really, really cool. But we, I mean, they've even taken away, like, you're not allowed to take alcohol into the track anymore. Like, that's a thing
I
that they've
didn't know
taken
that
away.
either.
So,
no, last time I went, I could.
Yeah, so in last year, my mum was putting cans of beer in Pringles tubes in bag, and they weren't looking in them. They weren't looking in them.
You don't say that. No, they're going to be watching you. You're not going to be doing that this year.
No, to be fair, on race day, one of the staff looked in one of the Pringles tubes and saw it and let her through. Because she was honest about it, she said, "I've just got a few beers for my husband," and that was it. Because me and my dad went in early, and then my mum came in later with breakfast and stuff. We had to wait like 5 hours for food.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another reason not to go for me.
Yeah, it is.
Compared to when I first started going, I could get central access. I was stood around the...
Yeah, I remember when we used to get central access so like easily, like
Straight
when I started going
problem.
in 16, 17 and stuff, it was you could go to the middle of the track,
Got into
walking
the
past
middle of the
celebrities
track.
all the time, and now
Yeah.
you're just like restricted, but it's still really, really good.
Great, yeah, I do love it. I will go again.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't pay.
I really hope that we get to go a few more times because it is great, especially like we're very, very lucky that we get our tickets free, obviously with your dad being a marshal.
Yep.
Obviously my uncle and granddad as well.
Yeah, we are very fortunate for that.
Very, very fortunate because I speak to a lot of my friends who are into F1. I tell them like, well, they say to me like, "Oh, you've been to Silverstone so many times. Does it not like cost too much?" And I was like, well, "We get our tickets for free."
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what actually a general admission price is.
Yeah, we even get to see the gigs for free as well because it was saying like
We do.
Sam Fender last year was all like 50 quid
You see
each.
Sam Fender?
Yeah, it was really, really
Yeah,
good.
he is good.
We saw Sam Fender and then walking back. Do you know Angry Ginge? Just Won the Jungle.
No.
Oh, have you not watched it?
No, I don't watch that. That's not for me, that mate. That's not why I pay my TV subscription.
Yeah,
my
he's
license
like
fee.
one of like the biggest content creators in the UK right now, and we walked
Right.
past him, and he's like one of my favorite YouTubers, and it was really cool to meet him and stuff.
I'm considered old compared to you, pal, so no, I don't know about that sort of stuff. No.
What were your thoughts on Melbourne this weekend? The first race week.
Great racing, actually.
Yeah.
So many overtakes.
Yeah.
3 times as much as last year.
Yeah, it was
it?
45 last year, 120 this year.
Crazy.
Big difference.
Crazy. Great to see. A lot of... we're going straight into the negative again. But a lot of false overtakes, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
I'm a bit underwhelmed by a car slowing down at the end of a straight and having to regenerate.
Yeah, it was what turn is it? Is it turn 9? The one where like usually they're going like almost flat out through it, and they're having to brake so much earlier into it now because of like it's.
It's not even braking, it's just where it's slowing down because it's run out of that electrical charge. I'm hoping the evolution and the how they evolve the cars will get around that. They'll be able to store and generate more energy quicker and deliver it better. Because we don't really want to see a car slow down at the end of a circuit racing.
To be honest, I thought when a lot of people saying that like they thought the cars were going to be really, really close this year, I thought based on the new regulations, I thought some teams were going to get it completely wrong and some completely right. I thought it was going to be a bigger gap than last year. And Mercedes do look the most dominant, obviously. They got P1 and P2 again today in the sprint quali.
Yeah.
Lando put in a good lap this morning as well, putting at P3.
He did.
Yeah.
Very close. Very close lap with Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis just behind. It was literally a few thousandths of a second. So Lewis is obviously beating Charles as well, which is
It's always nice to see.
Yeah, it's
the
nice
first
to see.
thing you've got to do is beat your teammate when you're on the circuit.
Exactly.
That's the first target.
Especially when you're like nearly double his age.
Yes. Yeah. Charles is fast though.
He is fast. He's a great driver. But I predicted, we did like our World Championship predictions in the first episode, and I predicted George before, just because of the whole thing about the Mercedes engine.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of talk in the background before the season started that they had a little bit of an advantage with the engine. Some of it could be squandered in the future with maybe the ratio changes that are going to come in. We don't know. We'll see. But it is a good engine there.
It is a good engine.
Very fast.
It is. I mean, I hope that Ferrari can keep up to pace with them. I don't want it to just be like last year. It was mainly like a McLaren dominance. They won the championship by about 300, 400 points in the constructors. I don't want that again. I want it to be close.
I'd like to see it close. I'd like to see the cars work different on different circuits and maybe mix up results. We've seen it in the past. Be nice to see, obviously, Ferraris win, McLarens win all the time. Not McLarens win all the time, but McLarens win along with Red Bulls. But I think it's less likely for a Red Bull to win this year than any of the other three.
Yeah, definitely.
Depending on the circuit, the Red Bull looks like it's got some issues.
It does, yeah. I mean, the big getting out qualified by an Alpine, both of them this today. Yeah. Gasly finished P7 and Max P8, Hadjar 10th. Hadjar had a good quali last week, but it was just a mechanical failure during the race that stopped him. But
yeah, I felt for him there.
I did.
A solid race as well.
He did, yeah.
Solid start. It was about 21 laps in.
Yeah, he nearly took the lead out of turn 1 as well.
He did.
Charles had an unbelievable start into turn 1. Both Ferraris, because Lewis got to P3 after turn 3.
Yeah, they are rocket ships off the line, the Ferrari, aren't they?
We could see in testing when they were showing it in Bahrain and stuff, and then also then in Australia, like I thought it was just a bit of like it was a test. I'm not gonna get too optimistic about the starts, and then when I saw it in Australia, now I'm getting optimistic about the race starts.
Yeah, certainly, and we might see tomorrow that even plays into an advantage because it's a bit of a longer straight.
Yeah.
And where's Lewis on the grid?
Fourth.
Yeah. So he's a bit closer up. Charles was a bit further up last time.
Yeah.
Was he?
Fourth, Charles was
fourth or third.
Fourth.
So similar sort of position.
Because Hadjar was third. Yeah. And then Lewis was 7th, but then Oscar obviously crashed out in his home race on the installation lap.
Yeah.
Which again, like I felt for Oscar, but it was
the last thing you want to do, isn't it?
Especially after last year in Melbourne.
Yes.
It's the Australian Grand Prix curse for your home race.
It is.
Happened with Webber, it's obviously happened with Oscar as well now. It's a very much recurring thing at Australia.
It is. To not make it to the grid at your home Grand Prix, you've got to wait another 12 months for it.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Because even if like last season or the season before, or just in previous season, if you're an Italian driver, you've got 2 a year. Obviously now they've got rid of Imola, so you can't. They've got like, is it? They
have
got rid of Imola. I was fact checking myself then. I wasn't sure I was right or not. So as an Italian driver, you had 2 a year. You had a chance to redeem yourself if you did have a poor first race. But now, with most drivers, like you've got Lando, Lewis, we've got 5 British drivers now with Lindblad now, Ollie, Lewis, George, and Lando. We've got like they've only got 1 a year. Max only got 1 a year.
Yeah.
All these Checo only has 1 a year. It's all these different things which like it makes it so it puts so much pressure on you because you've got 12 months.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely puts the pressure on.
Especially from the year before when he was fighting for the lead and then spun off into the grass. I know he managed to get it back and finish P9, I think, was it? But still, you want to put it on that top spot.
Oh yeah, that's the one you want to win first and foremost, isn't it? In Formula One, is your home Grand Prix.
Lando said when he was before the British Grand Prix last year when he won it, he said he would trade his other 8 or 9 wins, how many he had before that, for that one win. And he'd won Monaco, he'd won Abu Dhabi, won Singapore, he'd won so well as well in all these different races. And he said he'd trade them all for his home race.
A big statement if you'd swap a Monaco for your home, because everybody wants to win a Monaco too.
Yeah.
Especially it's a special one.
It's probably, I think Monaco's probably the hardest to win because you probably need to be on pole to win the race.
Pretty much, yeah. Because if you don't nail that Saturday,
I feel like we need to make something. They need to make something like happen in Monaco to make it a bit more interesting. Like mandatory pit stops or something, like a few more maybe.
The cars just need to be a lot smaller for it. Back
Yeah.
to where it was, 80s, mid 80s.
Yeah, with Senna and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, really small. With the size of the cars now, it's you just can't race around.
No,
there.
it is so hard. Like you go wheel to wheel and you're both touching the wall pretty much.
Pretty
At
much.
any point of the track.
You've got to bully your way through.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's never. I don't remember the last time I saw a Monaco race where there wasn't a safety car or red flag maybe or something, because it happens every single time because there's no room to make a move.
No room for error at all.
No. It's one of those tracks that, like, if you make a mistake, you're in the wall. Some tracks you can, like, make a mistake and you go a bit wide into the grass. Like, if you go, say if like at Cops at Silverstone, if you go wide at Cops, you just go in onto tarmac.
Plenty of runoff.
Yeah,
plenty of it.
At Monaco or like at Baku, maybe tight corners like the Castle corner where it's really tight through, that you can fit one car just through there.
Yeah.
Like it's so tight you cannot make a mistake.
Yeah, it almost doesn't actually belong on a racing circuit, does it? If you can't pass somebody there.
Exactly. The whole point of racing is you want to, as a fan, as a viewer, obviously, like, we see races like Qatar, and drivers really enjoy Qatar because it's high speed, it's intense, but there's not a lot of overtakes. So they enjoy it in terms of the high intense, high speed corners and stuff. But as a fan, you want to see intense fighting, you want to see overtakes, like we saw in Melbourne with George and Leclerc at the front fighting for 20 odd laps.
Yeah, absolutely, and you want to be able to see it on all pieces of the tarmac, really.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
When you get those tight, twisty circuits that you can't do that sort of racing on, and it is sometimes a little bit underwhelming or boring to watch.
Yeah.
But it's exhilarating when we do get the proper
Yeah.
racing. Australia was a lot of fun. I loved it was a great race for a great start of a season, basically.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the McLaren as of right now? Because last year they were like absolutely flying, but now they just seem a bit off the pace. I know Lando put in a good lap this morning and stuff, but like Oscar's been poor with the car, obviously spinning off at his home race. Today only putting it P6 in quali.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say much about the car.
It's hard to see with the car. It just looks a little bit slower than the rest, doesn't it? It doesn't look like it's a particularly hard car to handle.
No.
It's just slower. But should it be? Because it has got the Mercedes engine. It's got that Mercedes donkey in the back of it. McLaren have moaned this week, and Williams, that there's been something held back by Mercedes.
Yeah.
On engine related data. So I don't know if that's going to come of anything, but it does seem that they are slower, obviously, than Mercedes, and Williams again slower. Are they that much slower in the corners, or is it being affected on the power delivery?
Yeah, I mean, we see every single time it comes up with, like, when it's Russell versus Hamilton this season so far, with like dominance on the track, and it shows like where Russell's most dominant and where Lewis is. The Ferrari is everywhere on the corners, but the Mercedes is just straight.
It's just straight.
Just the straights. Like,
it's fast.
It is so quick on the straights.
So
but
much power.
But Lewis is. I think Lewis's corner ability helps him a lot in that Ferrari, like his late braking strategies and stuff. It helps him a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Ferrari does look good in the corners.
It does. Yeah, it looks very quick.
I think it's been
great exits.
20 kilometers slower in the straights.
Yeah.
So it's quite a chunk.
Yeah. It makes a big impact for a race as well, or even for quali. It's good few tenths.
Oh yeah, certainly on, and we've seen it for sprint quali this weekend. I think they're half a second off at least, which is a lot. But there are some very long straights at China.
Yeah.
So sort of to be expected.
Yeah, I wanted to come to Madrid because it's a new track we've got.
Yes.
It's the first new track in a little bit, good few years. I've seen somebody do like a lap on it in a game, but and it doesn't seem that great for overtaking.
No.
There's like a curved bank on it, like Zandvoort has, but it's like a long curved bank.
Yeah, you really should have brought your iPad in, because I've not actually seen the layout of this circuit just yet. To be honest with you.
It's like, it just feels weird to me when I see it, and it feels a bit like Melbourne, but even tighter.
Okay.
So like it's hard to, like, I saw Albon in a podcast say that Melbourne's like it's kind of like a Mario Kart track for him, because it's so, or even like a go-karting track, because it's hard to overtake, but it's also fun.
Yes.
It's like, it's very nice to drive on.
Yes, it is.
But when you make an overtake, you know you've done something really well, because it is quite a tight track still.
Yeah.
But apparently Madrid's like that, but even harder to overtake on.
Okay, that'll be one to look forward to.
It
Then.
will, yeah. Especially
Yeah,
it's a brand new track that we
brand
don't
new
actually
track.
know.
They always deliver the brand new tracks. To be fair, because they always start the weekend very very green. There's no grip there. Everybody's still getting to grips with it. The teams are still learning about the circuit. But no, I haven't. I wish I'd seen the layout. I wish I knew Madrid was going to come up.
Yeah.
I wish I'd seen the layout. I haven't.
Let's have a look at
I
it.
just knew it was coming up. Although I've heard that there's a good chance that it's not going to happen. I don't know if it's been confirmed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
I'm not.
honestly not a million
Yeah,
percent sure
again,
myself.
no, I'm
But
not sure.
I saw this morning about coming to, because I wanted to come to China about this weekend. Obviously, we've already spoke about the sprint quali. When I was watching it this morning, I thought Crofty was saying that Checo wasn't racing the entire weekend because of a fuel issue.
Okay.
It turns out he is doing the sprint now and stuff, and he's doing the race weekend. They said he couldn't do practicing quali because of the fuel issue.
Right.
But I don't see the Cadillacs getting anywhere outside of that bottom half of the table.
No, certainly not. And shouldn't really be expecting them to.
No, it is a brand new team.
Brand new team.
Yeah.
Brand new. I don't know. Well, I gather they would have headhunted a few people from within Formula One to
Yeah.
join the team, but majority of it's a brand new outfit.
Exactly, yeah.
They've got a lot of learning to do. I always expected them to sort of be 2 to 3 seconds off the pace, which seems to be sort of where they are. First thing they've sort of got to chase really is reliability over the speed,
Yeah.
just to make sure that they can finish the races. But it's nice to see an 11th team on the grid again.
Yeah,
Very
it is,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
22
and an
drivers
American
again.
name, Cadillac.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant name.
It is, yeah.
And they're coming in with their own engine in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
General Motors
Yeah.
engine. I think it's GM Motors. So that's good for Formula One.
Yeah, definitely. What are your thoughts on Kimi's start to the season? Because I think this season, even though obviously George got a bit more experience, it's his 8th year in Formula One, but I know it's only Kimi's 2nd year, but they got the same car and he seems to be keeping up with him quite well.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Yeah, Kimi. And he'll only grow as well, really.
Yeah.
Kimi. He's very, very young.
Yeah, very
How old are
young. 17 I am. He's
17?
he's 19, I
Is he
think.
19, 18,
Yeah.
19? He's one of the two.
Yeah.
He's young. He's very, very young, and he's come through very, very fast as well.
Mhm.
I believe he skipped F3, went straight to F2.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, F4 to F2, and then
F4 to F2,
and then F1. Yeah.
and then F1. So he skipped a good year of learning through F3, which is always a good place to learn.
Mhm.
Had a good year in F2. Had a solid first year in Formula One as well last year.
Yeah, very good.
And all he needs to do start with good momentum this year.
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Definitely.
Keep it on the track.
And
score
I
some
know
points.
I know he has obviously more races and more points available to get, but he also did beat Lewis's rookie record
He did.
on points for his first rookie season.
Points were scored different.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I was gonna say, like, points scored different, and also
Yeah.
fewer races Lewis had. So it was like
Yeah.
Lewis had it harder.
Yeah.
And I know Kimi's beat it, but Lewis had it harder in terms of what he had to drive back then, and also
Yeah.
with the points.
Yeah. And but not Kimi had a solid season last year. Second half of the season especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Grew into it massively.
Yeah, because I feel like he made a few mistakes early on in the season, just like because it's a lot of pressure coming into F1. A lot of the rookies made a few mistakes early on, like Hadja on the first race on the formation lap. Behrman had a good few mistakes, but I really rate Behrman very highly. I think he's a very, very good driver.
I do.
I think once
I
Lewis
agree.
retires, he hopefully will get stepped up to Ferrari.
Yeah, I agree. Certainly, that's what he's possibly hoping for as well.
Yeah.
Well, certainly hoping for. He will be. But yeah, solid driver. Doesn't make really many mistakes, does he?
No.
Good wheel-to-wheel racer.
Yeah.
Fast, consistent. That's pretty much all you need of a
Yeah,
driver.
you literally do. Because that's I feel like when you say those words, I think of George Russell, and if you're saying a rookie is similar to in terms of consistency to a person who's in the bookies' favourite to win the world championship, it's not a bad thing to be spoken about.
No, certainly not.
Yeah.
No, certainly not.
One more thing before we go to our China predictions, I wanted to say about the Aston Martins. I know we've already touched on them a little bit, but Stroll, was it 15 laps behind?
Yes.
Yeah, and Alonso went into the pits. We thought he was going to retire, then came out 9 laps behind just to test the car again, but the vibrations were just too heavy for him and he had to retire.
Yeah, they sort of did treat the weekend as almost a third testing session
they did.
for them. I'm so disappointed. I'm gutted for Alonso. Can't seem to catch a break, can he?
No.
Wouldn't he just deserves a car that's be able to put him on a podium.
Exactly.
Week out. He deserves that. Great driver. Knew he's got to be disappointed, frustrated. Sorry. The Honda power unit's just not delivering. It's plagued with a couple of issues.
It seems that they've the McLaren and Aston Martin are kind of swapped in the places, because it was 22 or 23 that Alonso was doing very well in his Aston Martin, and then
GP2
in 21, 22, McLaren were at the bottom, rock bottom, and then they've been brought up now obviously to 2 Constructors World Championships in a row, and also Drivers World Champion. With I hate seeing a lot of people say that Lando didn't deserve the championship, because I mean, he was given a rocket ship, he was given an unbelievable car, but so was Oscar, and Oscar only got P3 in the end.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he led it for majority of the season as well.
He had it for about 17 rounds out of the 24. Lando only had it for 7 of them. I don't even think Max didn't lead at one point, but Max did very well last year though, to come back from the 104 point gap or whatever it was.
Being a Lewis Hamilton fan, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I was certainly egging Max Verstappen on in the second half of the season. For
honestly, even though I did want Lando to win, I was kind of like, it would be an unbelievable story for him to win that championship, because he hasn't even got the. I wouldn't even say he's got the second fastest car on the grid, and he's gone and
driving the wheels off the thing.
Exactly, he only lost championship by 2 points.
Yeah.
He did very, very well.
Second half of the season, he was certainly the fastest.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think Lando turned up in some moments where he needed it the most, because after Zandvoort, where he got his mechanical failure, put him 34 points behind Oscar, then he stepped up in the second half, Lando. I know obviously they had their double DSQ in Vegas, the 2 McLarens.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. And then I feel like the only mistake I can pick out that Lando did in the second half of the season, I can pick out 2, but one of them was more a McLaren fault. I think Qatar, but it was the strategy for not pitting under the safety car, and everybody else did. Yeah. That was more of a McLaren fault, but still a fault that cost Lando to go to the final race, where he could have won it on the day. Then I'd also say Baku, because Oscar put it in the wall in quali and in the race, and still only put his car on P5 in quali and finished P4 or something in the race. If you're fighting for a championship, you've got about 5 races left, and you're closing in on winning it, you've got to get on the podium every single race. You've got to keep consistent.
You've got to optimise when your main challenger's not performed as well.
Exactly.
Basically. You've got to take that opportunity to get the points.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Who do you think is going to be world champion this year? George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't stutter.
Do you think Lewis could have a sniff at it at all? Or Charles?
I think Kimi will have a better sniff of it, to be fair. Mm-hmm. He's in the better car.
Yeah.
I'd love to see, let's say, Lewis would be pushing George all the way, but
we want it to happen. We're gonna hope.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think for the first quarter of the season, they're going to find themselves a few times off the Mercedes, and once you've got that sort of leg up at the beginning of the season, and you can continue with the consistency and the reliability of the car, then I think we'll see George as champion at the end of the year.
I saw this morning with loads of videos of when George had got out his car and the Mercedes team were pushing his car away. Lewis was just inspecting the entire car around the outside. He was like, everybody just thinks he just regrets leaving Mercedes now, and I think he might regret it a bit now because of how the car is, but also at the time they weren't doing well enough to fight for a championship.
No, they weren't. But I don't think. I think if he'd have stayed at Mercedes for another year, I don't think he would have been there anyway now. I think they would have promoted Kimi by rights. I don't think they would have wanted to lose Kimi as a driver.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have got rid of George because he's starting to become as good as some of these world champions that are on the grid. So they wouldn't go oh, Lewis, you're a 7-time world champion. I don't care that you're 41. George, you can go. He's not going to do that. They're not going to do that. No matter who Lewis Hamilton is, they know he can go and find another team with ease. Absolutely. Anybody will take Lewis.
Yeah, anybody will take Lewis.
That's why Ferrari did.
Yeah.
And I feel like their gamble of, I wouldn't say gamble, but more with their struggles last season, I feel like it's starting to pay off a little bit with how the car's becoming, because we're starting to see a happy Lewis again from last season.
Yeah, he's a lot happier at the start of this season than last season.
Yeah.
The car looks better to drive for him, at least more suited towards his style of driving. He's more confident in it.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see a happy Lewis.
Yeah, it was first year without a podium as well last year. Lost his 12-year Silverstone podium streak.
I know.
So it was unfortunate, see, because I thought as well he was going to get that podium, but I'm glad out of anybody that took the podium off him was Nico Hulkenberg.
It's a shame a sprint win doesn't count to
I
sort
know.
of something there.
Yeah,
he did.
my dad always says this, like, people say Lewis hasn't won a race in a Ferrari. He's won a race, he's just not won a Grand Prix.
Yeah.
He's won a sprint race. It's still a race.
Yeah.
He's won a sprint race. So
at that point of the season, I was it was second race again. I thought, oh, there we go. This is a setup for the season, so to speak. And then it just didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And he even stuck it on pole as well. He did a very good lap for it. But I'm hoping this year, if he isn't going to win the championship, I just hope he can get a win or two, just a couple wins.
Consistent podiums. Yeah, he'll be very
keep
happy
it up there.
with that
Fight for the constructors.
Yeah.
And if they can, if they can just win a constructors and George wins the championship, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Just that'll be good.
I think that's probably what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah.
George will probably be world champion. Can't see Kimi sort of fighting him for the whole season, but
no, I feel like he'll fall off at a few little points and make a few little mistakes that George won't make. I think there's still, even though he's not a rookie anymore, there's a few rookie errors he might make that George won't, which will give George the edge to go and win it, I think. And I think, but to be fair, I predicted at China last year that Oscar would go and win the championship.
Oh, this year?
No, last year. Last year, I predicted at China.
I was rooting for it as well, yeah.
He did very good for the first half of the season. Then I feel like him and Lando had opposite halves of the season because Oscar had a very good first half. Lando didn't have so well of a. I know he had won Melbourne and stuff at the start, won Monaco, but I feel like the second half Lando came to life and Oscar fell off a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Would
you? Yeah. What would you? Well, we'll move on to our Chinese Grand Prix predictions. So we'll speak about that. So I think even though we've ended a lot of episodes with this, we'll start with this. So one of my friends gifted me this for my birthday.
Okay.
And we've predicted. I've wrote in the actual results of them now of Australia, but we'll predict China.
Yep.
And then we can also predict Japan because by the time this goes out, by the time the next one goes out, the Japanese Grand Prix will already be done. So we'll predict both. So we'll do qualifying and we'll do the race.
Okay.
So who are you putting on your front three for this weekend for tomorrow's qualifying session?
George, Kimi, Lewis.
First, second, third.
George,
Kimi.
third. Yeah.
That's very respectable. I don't see any difference, to be honest.
Right.
Because the only difference I can see is maybe Charles and Lewis could swap.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But even then, the entire weekend, Lewis has been ahead of Charles. So
similar to last year, it was obviously last year.
I feel like this is quite a weak track for Charles. I feel like this is quite a strong track for Lewis. It helps him a lot to get a boost at the start of the season.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I do think it will be that order in some way, shape or form. I do obviously hope Lewis takes pole, but it's just doubtful with the pace of Mercedes at the minute.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly. Yeah.
And I hope obviously it isn't like, because if George just goes and wins every race this season, it'll just be a bit like, it'll be cool, but it'll just be a bit boring.
We've seen it before. It happens,
Max,
and it certainly does happen more so at the start of a regulation change. There's always usually one team that gets the philosophy better than the other.
Exactly.
We don't want to see it, but that's always been the case with Formula One. Shame it can't be Aston Martin or Ferrari or somebody a bit different.
Max absolutely despises it. The amount of things I've seen of Max just saying like he says so far his weekend's been dreadful in racing terms. The regulations are horrendous. It's not even racing anymore. He says it's just like it's nothing like how it used to be.
Exactly. Well, at least he's got the Nürburgring 24 hours to look forward to. You know, that'll keep him happy.
That'll keep him happy.
Yeah.
But okay, so now your top three, your podium finishes for China this weekend.
Okay. Probably the same as qualifying.
You want to keep it the same?
I do. Yeah, but I don't think it'll start that way. Obviously, if qualifying goes the way that I think it will, then we're going to have a Ferrari leading at some point because it is an absolute rocket ship off the line. But I don't think it'll win the race.
No,
so
I just don't.
George.
In terms of like short speed, like if you're talking about off the line to the first corner, Lewis might get ahead of George and Kimi. But in a race distance, long distance, I don't think they'll be able to fight the pace. I feel like they'll get a podium. One of them will get a podium. Unless obviously there's a mechanical failure with the Mercedes, then there might be two podiums.
Could be something
to
snatch.
Yeah. But they've got to take every opportunity they've got for it.
Strategy might be key as well. Well,
Yeah.
it usually is.
Yeah.
They're not renowned for it, for
No.
We keep our fingers crossed every single weekend.
And then, I say they messed it up last week. It was just kind of like a, why didn't they box under the virtual safety car? They had about 3. They had 3 opportunities, and then the third one, pit lane entry, got shot off because of Bottas. Was it? Or was it Sainz?
One of it. Yeah, Bottas, I think.
Yeah. Pit lane entry got closed, so they couldn't even do it the third time, and then they had to do it after. Lewis had George on his back without a pit stop yet. To be fair, Lewis was very good in the second stint with very, very good pace to catch George, but not actually make the move yet. But
and the second stint,
Kimmy's second
Charles.
stint.
Oh, Kimmy.
No, I'm saying Lewis's second stint.
Lewis's second stint, Australia.
Yeah.
Catching Charles.
Yeah, catching Charles. Yeah.
Charles.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, it's all right. I think I worded it right. I think I said catching Russell. That's why.
Russell,
I meant catching Charles. Yeah.
A couple more laps he'd have had him.
Yeah, he was only about 8/10 off, weren't he, or something? Maybe close to a second.
He was catching. He had. He went longer in the middle one, didn't he? In the middle stint, so he had fresher tyres towards the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple more laps he needed there just to get that place, but it didn't come to him, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I mean, hopefully, it seems like podium is coming for him very, very shortly, very, very soon. Which we hope, and then also after that a win, or maybe both in the same time.
Oh, we hope so. Certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tune in every weekend just to see it.
Yeah, and that's what we all do. It's all Ferrari fans do for the last however many years that we've been hoping for a podium, a win, and yeah, we've seen Charles get multiple podiums.
Yeah.
But we want Lewis now to get one, and also I want to see Lewis back up on the top step at Silverstone.
Yes.
Again. It'll be his 10th win.
I missed the last one. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You were?
I was there.
You were there?
Yeah. It was a great race.
I was in France at my friend's wedding. I did watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pill day that day, so we had it on the iPad. Oh,
Yeah.
I had it on the iPad.
That was.
I watched it.
I remember on the Saturday when he was on the front row, he was behind George. I said, when we were barbecuing that night, I said, "I'll put your hand up if you think Lewis is winning tomorrow." And nobody did other than me. And then
didn't see it coming.
Nobody saw it coming because he hadn't won a race for about 3. It was 3.5 years. Cause it was Saudi 2021 was his last win before that.
God, it would have been.
Yeah.
It? Yeah.
And then he won Spa the race after because George got disqualified.
Yeah.
And then that was his most recent win.
Yeah.
So he's got 105 wins.
Yeah.
His most recent was Spa 2024.
Wow. Yeah, it was. There was a long way in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always good to see, obviously, Lewis win at Silverstone as well.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, going back to Australia, even though we moved on to China, did you see about Bottas's penalty that he got in Abu Dhabi and then it ended up getting taken away for the first race?
Oh, did they take it away?
Yeah. So he had a collision with Magnussen in 2024 Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Got a 5-place grid penalty in the next race he was in, which was Melbourne, but they took it away eventually.
Right.
Thankfully, because I think it was stupid the fact they've got brand new regulations.
Did it make much difference? I mean, he's in the Cadillac anyway.
Yeah,
so.
but yeah, true. It didn't really make that much difference. But I feel like if it was any other driver, even if it was like a George on the podium and it happened to him, and he wasn't in F1 last year, I think it'd be stupid. That it's been over a year, new regulations. I feel like it would have been completely stupid. I think they should have wiped it immediately.
Start of a new season. Why should you carry a penalty over into the start of a new season?
Exactly.
Really,
especially, it's not even like it's the season after. It's the season after the season after. It's
so there's a season
24 to 26, so it's completely different.
Yeah.
Brand new.
It would have been a bit silly of them, petty of them to.
Very petty.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
But wouldn't have made it a blind bit of difference.
No. Literally, he went out there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both did both
No,
Cadillacs. Did Checo finish?
Maybe one finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember now. I was more focused on the front runners after than
the always. Yeah.
Or the DNS. But there's about 6 DNS or something.
I already got a point.
Yeah, but was it Bortoleto got a point? Yeah, I think, or 2 points. I think he finished 9th.
Yeah, Hulkenberg didn't finish.
No. He didn't even start.
No, he didn't start.
No, he was in the pit lane. He was supposed to start from the pit lane. Didn't even start.
Didn't start.
No,
But
that's unfortunate.
Points.
Yeah.
First race.
I really like Bortoleto. I think he's a very good driver.
Yeah, I rate him. I think Alonso's his manager, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah. Or at least had a hand in getting him into Formula One.
Oh, right.
He was a big player in his backside of the career.
Oh, I never knew that.
Big advocate of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Fairly sure. Have a look later.
I will do. Do you want to predict China now? Not China. Japan.
Japan.
Suzuka. I feel like it's just gonna. I feel like there is no way on earth, other than unless it just goes the way the first 2 races have, I don't think there's any way we guess this right because it's just such an unpredictable track.
Yeah,
It's so hard.
and yeah, you're right. Brilliant circuit.
Oh, it's one of my favourites to race on the game.
Yeah.
But probably my favourite Singapore and then probably Suzuka in terms of intensity and stuff like. You've got to be alert all the time.
Sector's brilliant.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
So I think Ferrari will be a lot closer there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably the circuit's going to tend itself more towards the Ferrari with the corners. They seem better in corners than the Mercedes. And there's only really one sort of long straight, isn't there?
Yeah.
Long one down the back into 130R. So I think we'll see a lot of a closer Grand Prix at Japan.
Yeah, I hope so. Because as well, a lot of corners, Ferrari dominance.
Yeah.
So we can only hope. But I mean, it is one of my favourite tracks, Suzuka. It's just like it's such a nice track to drive when you get it right, especially on the game. When you get it right, it's such a nice track to drive on, and it must be so fun in real life when you can actually drive an F1 car.
Oh, wouldn't you love to? Around Suzuka, one of the top 3 places I'd love to do it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd really want to go to the Grand Prix one in the future because that'd be I think like one of the best experiences because I think Japan's such a nice country as well in general.
Yeah, very cultural, and the fans love it. Have you seen the merch that the fans make with the hats and the wings on the hats and things like that? I think the fans make them themselves. Oh yeah,
bloody hell!
Yeah, they're brilliant. Oh, they're
That's
brilliant.
really cool.
Yeah.
I loved last year. Was it last year or the year before with Zhou Guanyu with the Chinese fans and stuff? He was loving it when he got to drive to the grid and wave to them all and stuff. That was lovely. I love when
Bollard out, didn't they?
Yeah, I love when drivers just get to just go and like, even when they've not won the race or something, go and park on the grid. Like when Lewis in his last race for Mercedes and stuff, go and park on the grid and do your donuts.
Yeah, do your donuts.
See your fans.
Have your moment. Yeah. Embrace it. Certainly.
Exactly.
And a big thing for obviously Zhou Guanyu in China as a whole, really, because I think he would have been their first Formula One driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. So special moment for them all.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we will, and there's no way, hopefully, that we won't get a Max shock pole lap in Japan, like we did last year.
Yeah.
Because last year, with what everybody thought was the fourth fastest car, just went and absolutely unbelievable. And that livery is always so nice. I always go back to liveries on certain tracks, and when it was the white and red one, weren't it? And it was a lovely livery that. But I think this season they had the best one, but unfortunately not the best car.
Yeah, it was the sort of honour to Honda, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For their partnership and the end of their partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it now.
Yeah,
it
was really
nice.
nice.
Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did we say anything about? Oh, we didn't actually predict our Japan quali yet, so we'll do Japan quali.
Oh, Lewis
P1.
Yep, Lewis P1, George P2, Charles P3.
Okay. Yeah. So were you putting Kimi P4 then, maybe?
Kimi
P4. Yeah.
P4.
Just behind.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for. I'm gonna go. I'm still gonna put George on pole. But then I'm going to put Lewis second, and I think Lewis gets him into turn 1. I think we have a much more dominant race from Ferrari. Then I'll put Charles P3.
Yeah.
And I think then Lewis and Charles both get George into turn 1 and have a really dominant race, stay ahead, work together to have a really, really solid race and get a 1-2, which would be really, really good.
Yeah, it would be. And if there's ever the opportunity, Japan's probably the circuit for it with Ferrari.
Exactly,
really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it'd be nice to see George and Lewis have a battle in different machinery.
It would.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice because we're not seeing it since Abu Dhabi 2024 because, George last year, there was only 2 drivers last year that didn't DNF an entire race, and it was Stroll and George. The only 2 drivers to not DNF.
I didn't know that about Stroll.
Stroll had DNF'd in practice and stuff, but he didn't. Right. He finished every. He either didn't start or he finished every race. Right. I think he didn't start one race and then he finished the rest.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I'll cut down on giving Stroll some stick.
Well, until he gets the car, until they get the car right, because I think he gets too much stick for what he is. I just think he makes too many mistakes.
Yeah, the talent's there. He is fast.
To drive an F1 car, I think you have to have some form of talent. You can't.
Or a rich dad.
Yeah. That is true.
Or a rich dad. Yeah, no, you do have to. And obviously, he got to Formula One based on talent. Came through Williams. First of all.
Yeah, did he win F2?
No.
Did he not?
No. Might have won a couple of races there.
Yeah.
But didn't win it.
No.
Did he come through it? Yeah, he came through F2. Yeah, but no, he didn't win F2.
Mm.
But got into Formula One. Started off really, really well when he came into Formula One as well. Actually, did get some podiums with, or a podium with Williams, I think.
Yeah.
Turkey.
I feel like he got one at some point.
I think it's Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago then.
But no, we give him more stick than he actually deserves, but his dad does on the team that he drives for.
Yeah, it especially with his dad being like the main man there. It's just I saw that he was like in the top 300 richest people on the planet. Lawrence Stroll.
Will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. No idea what from.
No.
No.
I don't have a clue. What
No.
like not a clue at all. But I mean, I hope the Aston Martin comes good throughout the season.
Yeah, me too.
Because if it doesn't at all, I think either way it might be Alonso's last year in F1. Was he 44 now?
He will be. Yeah. Yeah, he's certainly in his 40s.
Yeah.
42, 43, 44, one of the three. It's painful to watch him. It's painful to watch him go through it.
It is, yeah.
All over again. It's got McLaren here all over it again, hasn't it?
It does.
Yeah. GP2 engine.
It's so unfortunate for him because he had a world championship car obviously because he won 2 of them in was it 05, 06?
Yes.
Yeah. His 2 championships came and then Kimi was 07 and then Lewis 08, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 05 and 06 he had a championship car and then with the McLaren stint that he had and it was just a bit like you said similar to now, it's just giving you flashbacks with it.
Yeah, major flashbacks. Yeah. And he can still do it if you give him the car under him. You know, when he first went to Aston, the Aston was half decent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
First year of the ground effect cars, he had some brilliant races in that car, and even a couple in the Alpine defending against Lewis at Hungary. I remember that one for some strange reason. He kept Lewis behind him for many laps, painfully.
Yeah.
So he can still drive. He just needs the car under him to
exactly
be able to do
100%. Yeah, even at his old age, he can still drive a car as better, if not like as good, if not better than a lot of people on that grid.
Smarter.
Yeah,
wiser. He's got the years beneath him.
Yeah,
He's
does.
driving a Formula One car longer than you've been alive, I think.
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
So's Lewis, because Lewis is his 20th year in F1.
What year were you born?
2009.
Well, he has then. Yeah, wow.
He won a world championship 4 years before I was born.
Yeah, he did. 2 years. 2 years before you were born. 1 year.
Well, Lewis, 2 years. He won. Yeah, Fernando 4, and then Lewis started in F1 2 years before I was born. Won a championship 1 year after.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, even like Jensen won his on the year that I was born.
He did.
Yeah.
That was a good year. That was a fun year.
Mm.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. The Braun GP.
My dad showed me a lot from around that era, like with Lewis and Jensen at McLaren as well.
Yeah.
The Canada little.
Oh, the Canada race.
Yeah.
Probably still one of the wildest races ever.
Yeah.
To go from the back of the field to the front of the field after 6 or 7 pit stops, or however many pit stops he did have, was one of the craziest races I've ever watched.
Yeah.
It was great. Vettel dropping it on the last lap as well, just a tad on the wet.
And
stuff.
even you know what? Actually, it's kind of scary how similar it is. Do you remember Lewis and Jensen's collision in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pit straight.
And it looks like almost identical to the Lando and Oscar one. 2 McLarens, same place. But I'd argue that Lewis's wasn't his fault. Lando's was his fault.
Yes.
Because Lando, there was no gap. He just went for there was no gap there.
No, there was no gap. There never was a gap.
No.
Yeah.
And it was a stupid mistake. Look, he was very lucky he didn't take Oscar out of the race because that would have caused
upset
something.
the team.
Yeah, very much.
And I'm glad he held his hands up straight away as well.
Yeah, in press you can see Oscar's getting an interview and Lando goes straight over to him. He doesn't care that he's in an interview. Goes straight over to him.
Yeah, he held his hands up for it straight away.
Yeah.
Realised his error. Whereas not a lot of drivers would do that with a helmet on still.
No, because even Max in Spain, even after purposely smashing into the side of George, still didn't take any blame for anything. Because I do agree that George did kind of push him off the track a bit, but to purposely smash into the side of somebody deserves a disqualification from the race.
Cost him a championship, that.
It did.
Yeah.
It actually did.
That did.
Because it was 10-second time penalty, weren't it? Which put him to 10th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lost him the points. Cost
exactly.
him the championship.
But it was just the thing is with Max, I think he is arguably he is in the top 5 best drivers probably in F1 history.
Yeah.
But he just like you said about you like how Lando put his hands up straight away. He won't put his hands up for anything that he does.
No.
And I get it now that he won't because it is the car right now. But in terms of right now. But like last year, like I said in Spain, even before the George Russell incident there, when on the restart where his rear snapped on the restart, and then when him and Leclerc were alongside, you see on Max's like camera on his view that he turns his wheel a tiny bit into Leclerc, and he was saying on the radio, "Oh, Leclerc turned into me and stuff." He's trying to get anything he can from it, and I get it. You want to win, but it's not the right way to win.
No, but that's a common thing that's always been with the greatest of drivers. They'll never ever back down from anything, and they'll never see probably even their own little errors in the ways that they are as not people, but as drivers. When they're in that competitive mind, anything sort of goes.
Yeah,
and winning's winning.
Exactly.
To Max in it by any means possible.
Yeah,
that's something.
I mean, he has the right mindset in terms of like you said, winning is winning.
Yeah.
It's just in some scenarios, I think he could go about some things better than others.
Yeah, with a calmer head. Yeah. He's always blowing his lid. As Max.
Yeah.
It was.
I don't think his dad helps though at all.
No, it's probably the way that it was when he was growing up in karting and the treatment that he got from that.
Yeah. Not a great experience to have to bring up into F1 and then showcase yourself to the world.
Made him a winner.
It did.
Yeah, it made him a winner. The guy is fast in the car.
Very fast. I mean, my dad. I've said this numerous times to so many people. Have you watched the clip? Well, the video with Chris Harris and Verstappen in
the Mustang.
Yeah. Literally, first time in it, jumped in it, and just unbelievable.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And he was just so calm. And Chris Harris is there, like scared for his life, and Max is just calm as anything.
Calm as anything.
Yeah.
It's just natural to him.
It is.
He's been doing it that long. And he'll probably win Nürburgring this year when he does that in the 24-hour race.
Yeah.
Because he's that good in a vehicle.
Do you think he'll have many more years in F1? I don't think. I
think he'll take a sabbatical at the end of this year. Yeah. I think there's probably clauses in his contract that will allow him to leave Formula One at the end of this year.
I don't think he'll get to 7 championships.
No.
He might get another.
No, he might get another when I think he'll have a sabbatical, come back after a few years to the right car, the right team, at the right place, and continue F1 then. But I think he'll take a few years off and go and do other things. GT racing, he loves it. He loves GT
100%.
racing.
Yeah. Did we do our Japan race?
Yeah, you did yours.
Race results.
Yeah, I did mine.
Yeah.
Did I do mine? I did my qualifying.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Mercedes win for the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. George probably came in second, I think. Qualifying. Can't remember what my prediction I gave you earlier. Yeah, it was the same.
Yeah, he's kept it the same. Yeah, I remember now. But I mean, I just hope that throughout the season we get a kind of, just like I said before, just not as one team dominant season, more of like I want 3 teams, 4 teams go into the last race fighting for the championships. I don't want it to be, a team have won it 5 races before the last race.
No, of course. No, you would never want to see that.
No.
It makes the last 5 races of the year not really that important to watch. Or fun to watch because there's nothing to fight for. So I always like to see the season go down to the last race of the year.
Yeah.
And between not just 2 drivers from the same team, but another driver from another team as well.
Because even though I wanted Lando to win last year, in the scenario that it was, I as much as I wanted him to take it in Qatar, it was like at the end of the race, I was like, he's still got like a very good gap. He's still got a 15-point gap. Yeah, 15-point gap. All he needs is a podium if Max wins the race. All he needs. And it just spiced it up. And especially with Oscar going around the outside of him at turn 9 on the first lap, that spiced it up a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it worth tuning in to watch. And
it makes it bigger. It makes it more, like, headlines go bigger if it goes...
You see it a little bit more.
Exactly. Yeah. I was on edge for that last race of the season, but it was a very good last race of the season. I'm glad it went the way it did.
Yeah.
Because even if he isn't going to win another one, he deserves one at least. Because if the McLaren stays as it is now, I don't see... unless he goes somewhere else, but because he has the ability to win a world championship now, he's got the confidence for it. Because I feel like Lando used to kind of beat himself up a lot with a lot of things that he used to do.
Yeah, the mentality wasn't quite as strong as possibly Oscar with some stuff on that, and mentality wise, can be quite hard on himself.
Yeah,
certainly.
But I think the championship will have kind of given him a boost.
Yeah, calm anyone down, won't it? Really?
Yeah,
it would. World champion, the fastest that year.
Yeah, he will not care. Even though there's so many people saying like worst world champion of all time, but you've won it.
Yep,
And
you've
like,
won it.
and people say as well, like, yeah, he was given a rocket ship and stuff like this. But to, I know obviously not everybody. Like Max won the championship in 24 without the fastest car because McLaren were the fastest. They won the constructors. They were the fastest overall in the season.
Yeah.
But you have to have a fast car to win a championship.
Yes, you do.
And I get McLaren were given a rapid car, but they took advantage of the rapid car. They didn't bottle it. I know they nearly did.
Yeah.
Like both drivers, but
Almost.
I know Oscar did technically, but Lando kept his cool and held on to it, and that shows a real world champion, someone who can hold on to it for when you're in such high pressure from a four-time world champion coming right behind you in your mirrors.
Yeah, it's a coming of age. That's
it is
certainly a coming of age,
definitely.
And something that only really time will give you in Formula One.
Yeah, definitely. But we'll leave it there. But thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
No worries, and we'll see you all next week. I hope you all enjoy the Grand Prix this weekend, and also next weekend when episode 4 goes out. But we'll see you all soon. Bye bye.
Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel.